Hello, hello, my friends. Another dedicated candle review for you today. We're going to be talking about Kringle Candle, Whiskey, and Embers. Now, this is the final candle that I have to review for you guys from the fall 2025 lineup. This candle was released with the rest of the collection within the last 3-4 weeks now. Time seems to be flying by, and that just seems to be the theme of life. Yes, I wanted to make sure that I shared all of my thoughts about these fall candles prior to the Halloween launch that is happening tonight, just in case you wanted to throw any extra candles into your cart while you are doing some shopping to save on shipping. Now, before I get into this review, as always, I will always do this on my channel, usually within the first minute of a video if I am talking about a candle or products that have been sent to me in PR, and that is the case here. Very big thank you to Kringle Candle for sending this candle to me for review purposes. You guys know I will always keep it real with you, talk about the pros, the cons, what my nose is smelling, and hopefully give you the information you need to decide whether or not a candle is worth spending your hard-earned money on. So, Whiskey and Embers, this candle that I am reviewing right here is the the large 2-wick, 22-ounce, 100% soy wax vessel. This candle is also available in a 4-wick, 32-ounce vessel, as well as daylights and wax melts. We've got, a nice roaring fire going on in the background here of it looks like a cozy book and a little evening drink right there, presumably whiskey, considering the name of this candle. Honestly, you guys, looking at this these flames right now is a little bit ironic because I'm actually filming this review outside on my back patio. And it is a nice, lovely 95 degrees right now at about 11 o'clock in the morning. So it's a little toasty here in Arizona today. But anyways, let's go ahead and talk about these fragrance notes. This specific candle was poured on April 15th, 2025. We have top notes of whiskey and tonka, mid notes, wood smoke and spice, base notes of amber and wood. Okay, so if you have been with my channel any length of time, you guys know these types of fragrances are typically in my wheelhouse. I am somebody who unashamedly enjoys boozy fragrances. Kind of funny because I'm not really a big drinker in real life. I could probably count on between both hands how many times I enjoy an adult beverage in an entire calendar year. But the funny thing is that I do really enjoy boozy fragrances for the most part. This fragrance is definitely a boozy scent. Is it a whiskey scent? For sure. But here's the thing with you guys. Here's the thing with it. This one, that mid note of wood smoke, the wood smoke note in here is very similar to the wood smoke note that I pick up in the Haunted Hallows candle. I feel like it's a similar fragrance note. However, it's completely different fragrance. I do want to put that out there. But if you like the wood smoke note, if you've ever had a Kringle candle where they have a wood smoke in here, in their candles, I think that you would enjoy this one if you're okay with the boozy element. The boozy element in here is definitely more of like a whiskey, and that tonka in there I think lends a slight amount of sweetness to it. But I would say that this fragrance is nowhere near as sweet as another boozy fragrance that Kringle has. They released it, I believe, 2 years ago. It was their Bourbon Bonfire. Bourbon Bonfire is definitely more it's a boozy fragrance, but there's more sweetness to it. And the smoke note to me in that fragrance is not as prevalent as this one. This one I definitely get more of like a hearthside type of fragrance blended with the boozy note of whiskey. There is a slight element of amber in the background, but I would say that the amber is not as noticeable as, say, the what's the one I'm just thinking of? Warm and Toasty. It's the same amber note, but it's not, it's definitely more of like a supporting cast member of this fragrance profile as opposed to it being a main role. Whereas I feel like in the Warm and Toasty candle, it's definitely front and center. That amber note really, really shines along with the sweetness of marshmallow. This one is just, it's a little bit more toned down. I could honestly see this fragrance being a little bit polarizing. And I will even tell you guys that of all of the more quote unquote boozy, slightly masculine leaning fragrances that I have tried, this one I honestly just feel meh about. I don't hate it, but I don't necessarily love it either. I think I enjoy Bourbon Bonfire a little bit more than this one because it's got more sweetness to it. Kringle has also done a couple of other boozy fragrances that I enjoy. I really enjoyed, well, this one wasn't a boozy fragrance, but like I really enjoyed last year's Skull and Sonnet from their Halloween lineup. That one kind of had kind of a more masculine take on it. Another fragrance that I really enjoy from Kringle that leans a little bit more, I don't know if it's really boozy, but again, kind of these types of fragrances remind me of like a really sophisticated man's library type of thing. Like they're wearing like a smoking jacket and like sitting by the fireside, you know, like in like a big, like an old English aristocratic home or something. I don't know. Like that's the setting that I think of when I think of fragrances like this. Um, but the other fragrance that I really liked that Kringle's done before is or not Skull and Sonnet. I already mentioned that one. Smoke and Oak. That's the other one that I really enjoyed last year. That's a little bit more like kind of smoky. This one is it's just okay for me. Now, I have not tried their Reserve Manhattan. I know a couple of other ambassadors have said that this is kind of on that same wavelength because that one was a very, very boozy fragrance. But this one, I think that the booziness melds nicely enough with the wood smoke note in here. But again, it's not one that I just feel middle of the road about it. In fact, I might pass this one along just because I have a couple of backups of some other fragrances that I enjoy a little bit more than this one. This is also, to me, it's more of like a nighttime fragrance. It's a good like bedroom candle. You could also burn it out in your more open spaces. But to me, this is more of like a bedroom fragrance that you would burn in the evening if you're somebody who is like me and is kind of not only seasonal with your fragrance choices, but also like there's certain fragrances that you burn during certain times of the day. I would say that this is more of an evening scent. Let's go ahead and talk about the performance of it. So you can see here, first and foremost, we've got a nice clean wax pool, a very deep wax pool, because like I said, I am filming this outside and I actually, since I'm filming this in the morning, I actually came out here and lit it up outside to get it going. And because the weather is so hot out here right now, it quickly got a pretty deep wax pool going on there. I think I've had this lit for about 2 hours now. Okay. But here's what you're noticing up here, right? You guys see that soot going on. It's funny because the wicks on this are not overly aggressive. You can see them right there. I mean, I do trim the wicks after this burn. After each burn on this candle, you will want to do that if you're interested in purchasing this one. But they don't get too wild and aggressive, but I would say that this is one that you're probably going to want to have to trim after 3 hours. But I will say I've had this one burning for about 2 hours, and every once in a while I'm seeing some soot coming up off of these wicks. Oddly enough, you guys, for as sooty as this candle is burning, this one actually is not a very strong candle. I would give this one about a 5.5 in terms of strength and throw. If you're hoping to burn this 2-wick out in an open concept, I think that you're going to be pretty disappointed because the fragrance does get lost out in my open concept. In my bedroom, it takes about an hour for me to start really smelling it. But then coupled with, like I said, right now, the wax is pretty hot right now and these wicks are burning pretty hot. So there's quite a bit of soot coming off of it. I don't know, you guys. I guess I can't really give this candle 2 thumbs up just because it is a lighter performing type of fragrance. If you have a closed concept, then maybe you'll be happy with it. And maybe if you just want like a background scent, nothing that's going to like smack you in the face or be offensive. Maybe you want something that might like slightly set the mood in your room. But again, it's probably going to have to be a pretty small room. If you have a really large master bedroom or something like that, I don't think you're going to smell it very, very well. It's going to very much be a background scent. That being said, this fragrance does pair really nicely with the new Mummy Marshmallow. It smells really nice with that. If you have any other kind of like, you know, I don't know, hearthside type of fragrances, any other kind of boozy fragrances, I think that it would pair nicely. But as for me, you guys, I can't really give this one a confident 2 thumbs up. I don't know how the 4-wick would perform in this one. My experience with Kringle is that they're 4-wicks. I tend to get a little bit more strength and throw out of those. But yeah, this one has been fairly light for me. So I would say that if you are interested in this candle at all, this coming from somebody, remember, who tends to like boozy fragrances, I would actually encourage you to pick this up in a daylight or a wax melt first, just to make sure that the fragrance is something that you would enjoy. And then maybe the next time you place a Kringle order, or maybe when these candles go on a pretty deep discount, then you could probably try to pick it up in a larger format, depending on the size of your home. But those are my honest thoughts on this candle. Let me know in the comment box down below if you have purchased this one in any format. Let me know what you think about the fragrance and what your performance has been from it as well. If for any reason you are still interested in purchasing this candle or any of the other candles from the fall or Halloween collection, like I said, that Halloween collection, we all know, the Kringle faithful, you guys know, today's the day, kind of. I mean, this evening, I guess, is the evening. Tonight at midnight Eastern Standard Time is when Halloween Part 1 will be launching. I do have an affiliate discount code with Kringle. It is Katie15. It will save you 15% off of your purchase with them. That is eligible for a commission, so please only use that if comfortable. But yeah, this one, don't be surprised if you guys see me pass this one along. But yeah, it's just kind of middle of the road for me. Not a love, not a hate. But yeah, let me know what your thoughts are down below. Please hit thumbs up if you found this review helpful. Consider subscribing to my channel if you are new. Hopefully this weekend we're going to take a little break from the dedicated reviews. I've been very Kringle heavy the last couple of weeks, so it'll be kind of nice to change things up over the next week. But I've got a lot of fun stuff still coming down the pipeline for you guys. If you don't want to miss out, make sure you are subscribed to my channel. I do want to say thank you so very, very much for spending your time here with me today. And until my next one, I hope you all go out and have a very blessed day. Bye.